What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is T.E. Lawrence, and yes, you read the title of this video correctly, which is why this is not an easy video to make. In fact, I almost didn't make this video because I already announced this development on the State of the Channel video as well as the live stream back in March. But then I gave it more thought and realized there is a broader picture still to be discussed. To my viewers, especially my fellow artists and content creators, have you ever felt that you were stuck in a particular fandom? Have you ever felt that you wanted to move on, or even just expand to other areas, yet couldn't because you were already boxed in your current fandom? And perhaps the reason you feel held back is because you fear losing what you already have, be it your audience or community. Unfortunately, this is a common issue among many creators who make a name for themselves within a specific fandom. Yet, since that's also all they're known for, they find themselves dug too deep within said fandom and thus find it difficult to branch out. This is especially difficult for creators who make a living off a specific fandom, as their audience follow them and perhaps even pay them money for exactly that. And if the creator ever attempts to move on or branch out, they risk losing their established audience. This in turn leads to a lot of dilemma for many creators who feel trapped between a rock and a hard place. Should they expand to other content and risk losing a substantial portion of their existing audience, or remain in the same fandom and risk stagnating and possibly even burning out? And these are questions I find myself asking more and more these days. I've been in the Helltaker fandom for almost 4 years now, and I'm very grateful for that, don't get me wrong. I'm very proud of all the Helltaker fan arts and videos I've made, as well as very proud and grateful to be part of such an awesome community. And as stated in my Helltaker anniversary video, I'm extremely grateful towards Helltaker for helping me become the artist I am today. All that said, however, due to the dilemmas mentioned earlier, I feel my Helltaker journey is coming to a close. First, when it comes to this channel, I've sincerely reached the end of the line with Helltaker. From Helltaker's 5th anniversary, Second Circle, and Glazing All the Demon Girls, I've made every video about Helltaker I've wanted to make. And now, I don't know what else I can make anymore. As we all know, Helltaker is ultimately a short and casual puzzle game about sharply dressed hot demon girls. It was never meant to be a serious game. Helltaker is not Star Wars or Fallout, and therefore, there's only so much content you can make out of Helltaker. Sure, it is possible to expand the game with your own fan works, as demonstrated by projects like Second Circle and Hell Versus. But as much as I love Helltaker, I don't see it becoming my main selling point like many other artists have. Not only is it unsustainable, it's not something I want either, which brings me to my next point. I want to be more than just a quote-unquote Helltaker artist. I want to grow and expand my content to other areas as well as make some original content too. I'd like to do more by illustrating awesome sci-fi characters in fantasy worlds. In fact, I want to return to my roots of creating space-themed art such as designing kick-ass spaceships and painting ethereal galaxies. And my current persona and the backgrounds you see on my videos are representative of returning to those roots. I want to do more by creating videos covering some of my other favorite fandoms, such as Halo. It shouldn't come off as a surprise, but I have other interests beyond just Helltaker. I know, shocker, right? And thanks to the Capitan, I've also been getting into Fallout and its amazing lore. And there's so much more beyond I'd like to do as well. Ultimately, I want to be an artist in my own right and transcend any genre or fandom. But in order to do so, I can't keep milking Helltaker content forever. I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, which will only lead to stagnation and burnout. In fact, I feel I'm already nearing that point, which is another reason why I was so jaded with my art journey last year, feeling as if I was just spinning my wheels and getting nowhere. Furthermore, as mentioned in my State of the Channel video, my goal is to be an independent artist. And I realized last year that if I wanted to achieve that goal and break out of the rut I was in, I had to do things differently than before. Which is one reason why I decided to do YouTube in the first place. But doing things differently also applies to expanding to different fandoms and genres. And even when it comes to this YouTube channel, I want it to be more than just about Helltaker. In fact, if I want this channel to grow more, it is necessary and inevitable for me to move beyond Helltaker, because as stated before, there's only so much content you can make out of it. And besides, I've already had a great run for almost 4 years making my fair share of Helltaker content. In fact, I'm surprised that I even stuck around the fandom for so long. My initial plan was to wrap up Helltaker after finishing the Morningstar Chronicles series, but then I fell deeper in love with Helltaker, especially its community, and continued sticking around. However, all good things eventually have to come to an end, and alas, the writing is finally on the wall and cannot be ignored. The bitter truth is that the Helltaker fandom as a whole is a shadow of what it once was. Not only have most fan artists move on, the whole hype around Helltaker, which was at its height around 2020 to 2021, has died down. Now, I don't think Helltaker will ever completely die, and there will always be a very dedicated group of artists keeping it afloat no matter what. But Helltaker will probably never regain the popularity it once had. Therefore, I can't rely on its popularity like I did before. Suffice it to say, I've reached my own limit with Helltaker, and therefore, it's time for me to begin moving on as well. Because if I don't, this channel will not grow and I will never move up as an artist. So, what now then? What comes next? Well, I will actually release a video of its own that will cover the future plans more in detail. But regarding the role of Helltaker in this channel, there will be no more quote-unquote Helltaker videos. As stated earlier, I've made every Helltaker video I've wanted to. Therefore, starting next month, this channel will begin covering other fandoms and topics, while still using the same format of art speed paints and commentaries in the background. That said, Helltaker won't completely disappear from the channel, and it'll still make occasional appearances and references in future videos. But again, it will no longer be the central theme of the channel. Now, when it comes to Helltaker art itself, however, that won't be ending anytime soon. In fact, I'm currently working on another Helltaker compilation series like Olympic Taker, which I hope to release sometime before the summer ends. That said, like the videos, I will begin illustrating non-Helltaker art while relegating Helltaker to a secondary role. I've drawn enough Helltaker art as it is, and it's time for me to do something different for once. Now, for my beloved subscribers of the channel, if you follow my channel only for Helltaker content and now no longer wish to follow my channel, that's okay. After all, if a channel's content no longer interests you, you have every right to move on. Still, thank you for enjoying my content in the first place, as well as giving me your valuable time. And I hope I was able to leave something memorable for you. So once again, thank you. As for others that are still interested in my content and will continue to stick around, thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around and giving me a chance to show you what else I can offer. And I will continue to put the same energy and passion into my future content like I did with Helltaker. And as stated in my State of the Channel video, this channel will grow into something bigger and better. And by sticking around, you get to be a part of this growth. So once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking around. I know this video is a very somber one, and I also know many of you will not receive this development very well. But given everything I explained, I hope you understand my perspective and why this is a necessary direction to take. That said, Helltaker will never leave this channel's lore, and it will certainly never be forgotten. Just as I would help me become the artist I am today, Helltaker is what allowed this channel to grow into what it is today as well. It is what allowed it to go from some backlog for my art speed paints into something much greater. It is what allowed me to build a genuine sense of community full of awesome people like you. For that, I will forever be grateful towards Helltaker. In fact, discovering Helltaker is one of the greatest things to have happened in my life, and for that, it will always have a special place in my heart and this channel. But now, it is time for me to move beyond. The whole world is full of other awesome and wonderful things just waiting to be discovered. And it would be a shame to miss out on them. And that discovery begins now. So thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon for supporting this channel. My $5 patrons are Kapitan Sladek, Kidzap, and Chocobird. My $2 patrons are Komida the Prep Cook Demon. If you would like to appear at the end credits of my videos, as well as have early access and exclusive content on Patreon, feel free to hop on over to patreon.com/LTELawrence and give a pledge. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you would like to see my artwork as well, feel free to check out my other platforms like DeviantArt for my entire gallery. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is T. Lawrence signing out. Have a good one.